What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney. Sean is fashionably late as usual. We're gonna give him a couple minutes to get in here. He had to work, so he is on the way, guys. He's on the way. We'll wait for a few people to tune in. What's up, guys? A lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about. Like I said, we're waiting on Sean over here. What's up, Michelle Wilfong with the Haunted Apartment? How you doing, beautiful? Don't worry, guys. He's on the way. If you guys are in here, make sure you drop a comment so I know you're in here. I like to name shout out every opportunity I can. Live, baby. Thank you guys for tuning in. So we got a busy couple months ahead of us. We've got some team events, which will be nice to regroup with the team. We've got some filming we're going to go do. We've got an event this Friday at the historic Sandusky, which is sold out. Sold out, guys. But I am blessed and I'm grateful. I'm so, so thankful for the opportunity to be able to educate the public on paranormal and how to do it properly, not the as seen on TV method that everybody loves to do. Um, so, you know, I think that that's great. I think it's awesome that there is a community of people that are interested. So I'm looking forward to this Friday and seeing everybody and sharing history with people because that's important. I feel like that's something that's definitely dying. It's something that's trying to be erased, which sucks. But there's a lot of history out here to be told, especially in the Lynchburg area. We've got a lot of reenactments coming up this year. We had our unit meeting. We've got some awesome battles that will be. So we're going to be like integrating the two at a lot of locations, and also taking that an opportunity to go live with you guys on our TikTok and stuff like that, and kind of give you like behind the scenes of what a Civil War encampment would look like. I think that's going to be super cool. So 2026 is shaping up so far to be awesome. Um, for everybody that is not aware, you might be aware. Hi, babe.
Hello.
I got that all in your face. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
There we go. There he is. I'm sorry. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, we launched Hill City After Dark this year. It is our entire line of spiritual protection as well as self-care. Okay, that's how I'm going to summarize it. Daryl Paulette with the Spirit of Clover Hill Village, as well as the historic Appomattox County Jail. Guys, their schedule is now open for 2026. So if you have not investigated either of those locations, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Get with Daryl. He's with Bedford Paranormal, super knowledgeable guy about both the history of the locations as well as the paranormal field. So yes, Spirit of Clover Hill Village and historic Appomattox County Jail. Ronnie Anderson, Bedford Paranormal. How you feeling? How you feeling? I heard you took a spill. I hope you're okay. I've heard a lot of people falling on ice. I actually witnessed somebody the other day fall on ice, and it was actually kind of scary to watch because when this guy fell, he hit his head and he immediately like started vomiting and had to be rushed to the hospital and hasn't been the same for days.
And
well, also, I would hope so. I would come and investigate you 10 out of 10.
Also, those of you who are interested in our spiritual protection line, we did not forget our furry friends as well. So those of y'all who don't know, I do got products.
Ah, look.
And I will, since we are
we don't want
live,
one.
baby,
Give me a
Athena,
label.
Athena here. I will on live demonstrate. This is for our furry friends.
Okay.
Have dry paws and nozzles.
Nozzles. What's up, Amy?
I created this project because of my German Shepherd here. Has dry paws and a dry nozzle. It is lick free, made with all natural products.
Like literally, I will do this on live, guys. Okay, this is gross, but I'm gonna do this. Okay, I've got it on my finger. Lick free, lickable.
Yeah, I'm not licking.
100% lickable. It's all natural.
Their paw juice is in here, but
I put it on my hands.
Athena here. All right, this goes on their dry paws. Oh, that's nice and smooth. Nice and smooth.
And then sometimes we be messing with her and
it goes on their nozzle as well. Come here.
But yes.
So this makes their paws nice and smooth.
Yes, there is. This is a 3.38 ounce container of paw and nose.
A little bit goes a long way. Up 9 here.
Protection.
9 here.
So it helps protect their paws on hot pavement, ice, which is what we have copious amounts of at the moment. And again, if they eat it, it's okay. It is okay. All natural.
All natural product.
What's in it? Ding.
It is shea butter. Here.
Beeswax, shea butter, and all natural.
Get up here. Here.
Coconut oil.
Here.
They are literally fighting right now. What's up, Alan, with Bedford Paranormal? How y'all doing? So yes, 100% lickable. That was the meaning behind this stuff. This is called the Sentinel Balm. It aligns with our protection series, guys, because our furry friends are 100%.
One more for her back, Paul. But y'all saw me on live putting it on my dog who has very sensitive skin.
Yes, Lord.
Give me your back paw. Come here.
We hollering at the dogs on live tonight. But yes, it is enough for Great Dane paws. A little bit goes a long way. But check this out. When we made this, you guys, we also turned around and we said, if this will work on dog paws, we as humans need some stuff too. So we created a human grade. Yes, and you saw me lick it. So it's 100% all natural. It doesn't taste great. Not gonna lie. I am not here to make this taste great, but it is safe, is my point. I am not going to give my dogs, anybody who knows us knows, you guys may not know this. All right, you guys, bed.
All right.
Y'all may not know this about me, but I really am like the psycho dog mom. Okay. My dogs are my life. I love my dogs. They really do protect me and my family, and they ground me each day. After a hard day, I see my dogs, I smile. I'm a dog mom. I'm a fur baby mom all day long. So I am not going to give my dogs anything that I can't trust. And the problem that I was having is I was going into pet stores. They were selling it for an astronomical price, and I couldn't read half of the ingredients, and I didn't like that. So that's why we worked really, really hard to create a product that is 100% safe for our furry friends, because at the end of the day, they're protecting us. Our job as humans is to protect them, just like we protect our kids and our family, and their job is to protect us as well. So we got to make sure that our furry friends are straight. But we did not forget about everybody with their feet either. We also created a human grade foot balm. It helps with dry cracked heels, especially in the wintertime. People's feet are cold. We don't have our little paws out because it's not summer, so we're not in sandals. But ladies, I'm telling you, this stuff works. I woke up this morning and was like, huh.
It's not just ladies. I put it on my feet too.
Yes. What's up, Mom? Dogs add a lot to our life, Alan. Yes, that is 100%. And you can tell that by Alan's profile picture. He got his trusty Doggy by him. I love it. Dogs, man. We don't deserve dogs. I swear it. Ron Wood, Booze Paranormal. How you doing?
What's up, Brother Ron?
But yeah, the whole concept behind our line, guys, I know you guys are going to hear us. We're not here to beat a dead horse, but we as paranormal investigators go out into the field and we're not always protected. Okay. We go into a lot of haunted locations. We don't know what we are encountering. We go to work and, there's that negative Nancy coworker, that boss who's being a bee that day, whatever. And we need to also protect ourselves, like spiritually, because that stuff weighs like that is a weight on your shoulders that is really hard to lift. So we've got anything from black salt to protect the threshold of your home. We've got candles for self-care, and they're all crystal charged. They've all been hand poured, prayed over, and spiritually worked through. Okay. I've got total peace oil, lavender roll-ons for migraines. Guys, prior to this podcast, I had the worst migraine. I have, since I've been home, put this lavender oil on myself 3 times. Because the first time it took the sharpness away from my migraine. Second time got rid of my migraine and made me tired. And third time, I just needed to chill. Okay. I just needed to relax, take a deep breath, reset, and stuff like that. If you guys were not in my live on TikTok last Sunday, I did a spiritual reset. Sometimes we as humans just need that spiritual reset. We really do. I am in desperate need of one tonight. So when I hop off this podcast, I will be utilizing every one of my products for that said reset. Hey, Amy, good to see you. Yes, Amy, check out our website. It's www.hillcityafterdark.com. If you have any questions, please let me know. The Total Peace Oil is one thing that I absolutely 100% recommend. It can be put in your bath water if you just need like a personal reset. It could be put on all your pulse points. Okay. If you need to just take a breather, take a breather.
What about chapped lips?
Okay. We also have a lip balm. I made a lavender lemonade lip balm because while we were snowed in, and this is a true story behind it, I asked everybody around here if they had any chapstick. Nobody had any chapstick. I am a lip gloss girl, but when my lips are chapped, especially in extreme cold weathers, extreme temperatures, things like that, I need chapstick. Okay. So I created an all natural protection lip balm. It not only protects your lips, but it also, again, is hand poured, spiritually charged lip balm. I utilized it while we were snowed in, and 24 hours, my lips were not chapped anymore. So I was
Mom is the lip balm tester of ours.
Yes, and we have given out a lot of product to test, just to kind of see. Sean also has a men's line for you gentlemen out there. He's got a beard balm and a beard oil. It's for growth, strengthening, shine, and to tame those crazy flyaways for those of you who participated in No Shave November and just chose to keep it rolling. So, yes, www.hillcityafterdark.com. You can find most of our products. The only thing I have not posted, I'm getting ready to post tonight, is the Sentinel Balm. And we are still, I am so sorry, guys. Hey. See, protecting me. There was a bang. We don't know. Been the trash can falling over. So yes, we are being little pioneers over here. And that is hilarious, Ronnie, because hold on one second. I'm so sorry, guys. That is so funny because I said that to Sean. I said, this could be a universal name, right? Hill City After Dark. This could be universal. I could like go into that industry too. No, Ronnie, it is all 100. Michelle said her dogs are barking back at the dogs. That's funny. They were talking. They were having a moment. That's great. But we spent a little bit of time talking about that, guys. If you could just like go over, it'll mean a lot if you guys just share it, go over, check out our products. If you're interested in anything, if you have any questions, obviously a mad scientist cannot tell you all of her secrets, but
we will tell you our ingredients.
I will tell you our ingredients. So, If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, send us a message or whatever. We will be at a lot of events, including Enigma Cons coming up on April 18th, guys. We will be vending. We will have this stuff in person. If you are interested in purchasing it, I highly suggest you grab your tickets to Enigma Cons. These tickets fly out the door, guys. It comes with an investigation of St. Albans. Okay, so not only can you network, meet good people, hear excellent speakers who are super knowledgeable in the paranormal field, but you can also investigate St. Albans Sanitarium, Sanatorium, whatever. St. Albans. Okay. Yes, Ariel, we will see you Friday. We are officially sold out for both the 7:30 and the 9:30 investigations, but I look forward to it. Ma, we don't know what's wrong with Athena. She probably saved me from a paper bag. I'm not sure. She barks at everything. So, with that being said, it is a great place to investigate. Yes, Amy, St. Albans is a great place to investigate. We also have June 20th, the Creep It Real Festival in Evansburg, Pennsylvania. That is free to the public to come and network and visit and meet all of the amazing vendors, which we are almost full on, guys. FPRI will be out there. Fredericksburg Paranormal is vending. I believe Booze Paranormal is vending. So definitely 10 out of 10, highly recommend. And that also has investigations included with that. So there'll be some great people, excellent speakers, excellent workshops, things like that. Without further ado, Sean has a topic that he wanted to discuss tonight. May ruffle some feathers, may not. Get you some total peace oil and you'll find peace. Okay.
I'm not ruffling feathers tonight. We got my brother Chris Mendez in the house from Supernatural Untold Stories.
And at Creep It Real, you guys will meet Chris.
You will meet the great Mendez at Creep It Real. He will be setting up a table with his Signal Network. Y'all go check out his episodes too. He releases some really dope episodes. Again, I do not get bored watching Chris's footage that he captures, his evidence. He's actually a unique investigator. He does not use much equipment at all. He literally goes based on what he feels. Himself, very little equipment, very intelligent guy. Chris and I talk a lot, just basically on theory, which is what we're going to talk about tonight is theory. And really that's all paranormal is theory.
I do want to say though, I think Chris's favorite video that he did was the tattoo shop. Guys, if you missed that episode, that was wild.
But Chris's evidence from the tattoo shop, his best evidence that I've seen, I don't think he's released it.
Did you not post it, Chris? The one? Yes, he did. He posted it.
He posted it, but he's got Chris, did you ever post that video of the thing moving before you touched it?
Because that's where I saw it online was his Facebook. Guys, he went to go grab a piece of equipment and it slid away from him.
It moved away.
Literally slid.
No, most of the naysayers would watch that. God, I wish Chris was.
I watched it 100 freaking times because I'm not gonna lie. I also said bullshit.
When I first saw it, I watched it a million times. Well, to me, the way it moved from him, I knew there was more to it.
Now, unless Chris is one of those poltergeists, that you could
poltergeist
in that kinetics. Yeah, that's what I meant. Where he could move objects. That's wild. It was a live investigation. It's on TikTok. 2 different angles, guys. Check them out. Supernatural Untold Stories.
So I got to talk about Chris for a second. People probably think me and Chris are just best friends, and that's why I brag about him. Listen, y'all, I got a few friends in this field that I do not brag about. Okay, so
all right,
and not to shoot any of them down.
Knock it off,
because I'm not dissing nobody. But y'all, those of y'all who know me on a personal level in this chat and have talked to me outside of this, know that I don't just blow smoke when it comes to hyping people up or talking about people.
Yeah, you do.
But Chris's evidence is great.
Look at besties. Aw, Estes besties.
Chris is damn sure no Estes method here. I do not like it. But his evidence, the stuff that he captures, man, so that one where the thing moved. This dude goes to grab something, and it was almost like something jerked it away from him as he was reaching for it.
I really am going to the theory of kinetic energy.
Chris might have.
He might be one of those people that can like rub their hands and go like this and make it move.
But Chris has caught some great apparitions. Those of y'all who were on the late night show with Chris and I, the late night podcast, saw that one apparition he caught in the church. Remember that dot that flew by? And then when he paused it, it was a freaking person standing there. But it appeared, it looked like an orb, Ronnie Anderson. It looked like an orb. But when he stopped the camera, it was an actual person that was in the orb. It was a whole freaking just person. Light, yeah.
And it had a rubber bottom and still moved, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Chris might be
this dude's evidence that he gets is crazy. The damn UFO he caught. Remember that?
Yeah.
This dude's evidence is crazy.
Yeah, just check him out.
If y'all don't follow Supernatural Untold Stories, you're kind of missing out. People talk about all these, all these big name. Yeah, I said it. Orb. Those of y'all who follow all these big name TV show people that I never hear of when y'all bring them up in conversation, and Ronnie and Daryl can laugh when I say that because we talk about that from time to time. I don't know anybody from the TV shows other than Zach Bagans and Jalen Spratt. Yep. So I don't know any of these big. Chris is the main one that laughs about it because Chris will mention these people and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Sean really doesn't watch paranormal TV, guys.
I watch no paranormal TV.
He watches the same video
what do I watch on YouTube? What do I watch on YouTube?
Over and over and over again, metal detecting.
Metal detecting.
Right now, it's metal detecting, guys. Right now, I have watched
videos
and listened to 10,432 metal detecting videos because Sean has a huge dig coming up in March. So he's got to watch metal detecting from 97,419 angles. Even though he knows how to metal detect, he's really good at it, and he's dug Civil War bullets and stuff like that. He's got to watch more. Then I wake up to people rebuilding engines.
Chris said he was going to say metal detecting. I watch engine rebuilding videos. What's in my garage? Engines, cars. I got many hobbies, y'all. But
I'm
anyway,
about to rebuild you if I see one more car video. Alan said he don't watch the shows neither.
So I don't know who half these people are. People mention to me, but when I go to check them out and watch their show, about 5 minutes into it, I'm lost. I'm bored.
He's asleep.
I'm asleep. I fall asleep every time. But when I watch Chris's stuff, man, I'm intrigued.
Now I can't watch paranormal shows before bed, guys.
They're boring.
It's not that I'm like. It's not that I'm like scared of them, but I have nightmares, which is weird.
Listen, I get bored watching paranormal stuff.
But like, I can watch a gruesome horror movie.
Every investigation show does the same thing. Does anybody want to speak to me? Make that REM pod go off. What does go off mean?
Beep, 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 beep.
Dead bell. Speaking of the dead bell, by the way. But yeah, I hear the same stuff, see the same stuff. Somebody show me something different, please.
So
I've tried them all.
With that being said, theories.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Beyond the Badge Paranormal, by the way. I appreciate y'all featuring yours truly in y'all's last episode.
No, you're great.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Chris. Y'all go check out Supernatural Untold Stories.
Destination Fear and Project Fear.
I tried watching those too, whack. Sorry. No, I wouldn't say whack. Let me rephrase that. They weren't whack. I fell asleep.
I couldn't get into Destination Fear. I don't think I've watched Project Fear.
They do the same thing. They go in places. All this stuff for cinema British show detectors. Now I can get into that. I will go check that out.
You done hooked them.
Now you got me interested. These shows where
now
they got
to hear British people metal detecting.
I love British people metal detecting.
I know. We went to the whole beach.
The British people metal detecting is cool. They're like, so if you take the Manticore and you set it on this setting and you walk around here. Look, the beeping is it. Those dudes are those shows are legit. But like these ghost shows, they do stuff for entertainment. We're going to lay in the body bag and zip up the body bag and lay in a dark room. For what? What is that going to accomplish?
Maybe
you're not going to get any different result than walking in there normally with your recorder and asking, "Can you make my REM pod go off?" To me, it's
me too, Chris. Me too. I do want to go to the UK.
They do all this unnecessary stuff for views, and I don't.
I want to go to
it
their
doesn't
cemeteries.
entertain me. Anyway, metal detecting Alan. See, me and Alan clicked.
I think you guys talked about metal detecting.
We talked about metal detecting. But let's get into it. So
theory. What theory? What theory are we talking? There's a lot of
intelligent hauntings and residual hauntings. Is there really a difference in the two in the same location?
Let's go. John will get on a plane. He's gonna have to row a boat.
I'll get on a boat. I don't do planes. Last plane I was on was a C-130. I don't do anymore. I don't do the plane. Anyway.
All right, guys. For those of you that might not know,
is there really a difference?
Residual haunting is a repetitive, non-interactive.
Before you get into it, I want to know from the chat: is there really a difference in the two? Ronnie says yes.
I have something I'd like to talk to either one of you or both of you at some point in the near future. Can one of you, Sean or Courtney, PM me sometime? Absolutely.
After the show, we got you.
How about the new Super Bowl theory? Chris, that was your guy.
I got a Super Bowl.
Your guy brought out a bunch of walking bushes.
I got a Super Bowl in the bathroom.
So what was your question? Is there a difference?
Is it really a difference?
Ronnie said yes. Michelle said yes. Ronnie said yes, there is with an exclamation point. There is a difference.
I love it.
So I'm going to tell you what the difference is. And I already kind of said it, but I'm going to repeat it. Okay.
Repeater.
All right. A residual haunting is repetitive and non-interactive. Okay. I want to stop on the non-interactive. These entities do not see or interact with living people.
Oh.
Okay. They are literally recordings of past events that have imprinted on an environment, replaying most of the time traumatic or daily moments. Okay. They're ghostly figures walking the same path. That's where disembodied footsteps, echoing laughter, battle sounds. Gettysburg is a big example of that. Okay. With no awareness of the living. That is like the key thing. There is no awareness of the living. They don't know we're here. They're just going about their day. Okay. So some common examples of that, just to kind of break it down a little bit more. You can have a ghostly figure appearing in the same spot, hallway, window, doing the same exact action, walking through a wall that was once a doorway, just in a consistent loop. All right. Audio echoes, hearing the same sounds repeatedly, footsteps on the stairs, knocking on doors, sound of heavy furniture being dragged, even if nobody is there. Then you've got the daily routine loop. Okay. An apparition reenacting a habitual mundane activity from their life, such as a man walking up the stairs, going to bed at the same time every night. And I'm going to stop right there, guys. It is not a secret. We purchased this house. We purchased it in early spring. We went around just like hospitable people that we are and introduced ourselves to the neighbors. First thing came out of one of the neighbors' mouths. It's a really sad thing and tragic thing that happened to Robert that lived there. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking he's about to tell me some horrific crime that happened in the house. Instead, guy got sick, got gangrene in his leg. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his illness. Okay. With that being said, our cameras had caught a person at about 1 a.m. And when I went and I played the cameras, there was a, yes, Ronnie, ball of light that came out of the door, made a right-hand turn, so a 90-degree angle, went down the stairs, and then made another 90-degree turn into the kitchen, and then a left-hand turn and flew into the refrigerator and disappeared. I posted this video for our Orb or Dust series. I had a random message from a woman who was married to said Robert, and she told me, she said, I see he's still making his midnight sandwich. Okay. I laughed, of course, and she said every night at the same time, he would come out of his room, which is the same room this ball of light came out of, go down the hallway to the kitchen and into the fridge and make himself a sandwich. Okay. That is a residual haunting. Okay. Grand Time, what's going on? You're not late. You're just getting started, honey.
Right on time.
Did you guys hear about the Egyptian energy transfer theory, which they are claiming was done on the Super Bowl? What?
I did not hear that.
That is wild. We need to talk about
Call me later,
this.
Chris. We'll talk about it.
Oh, be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe, Chris.
What's up, Tammy? And
hey,
yes,
Tammy.
Playing in a loop. Okay. So, with that being said, we live in a home that is inhabited by a residual haunt. It is residual. It does not know we're here. Does not care that we're here. He's making his midnight sandwich. That's what he's doing. So Sam from Wyoming just saying, hey, showing some love. Oh, I hope Oz wins, man. Hope Oz wins. All right. So then you've got historical and event replays. That's another example. Sounds of battle, marching soldiers, lanterns going across battlefields, screaming. This is often heard at specific historically significant locations.
Chris and I heard that.
Edinburgh Castle, battlefields, Gettysburg, Brandy Station battlefield. Those are all places that we have heard actual like residual haunting sounds. Okay. Historical events. Then you have environmental imprints, guys. These are high energy traumatic events such as I almost said it unaliving. I forgot I was on YouTube. A murder or a violent struggle.
I don't think you said on YouTube.
Blasting energy into the location's atmosphere, causing that scene to repeat. An example of that, guys, a lot of people get screaming, help me, at the cabin on the 360. Okay. A lot of people get that. A young girl coming across spirit boxes or disembodied, almost like a struggle, something like that. There was a traumatic event that imprinted on the environment. Okay. That is a residual haunt. Again, residual hauntings, no interaction. These entities do not see or interact with living people. The event is on a loop and cannot be altered or interrupted. It doesn't matter. You can put a whole chain of people. They're going to walk right through you. They're going to keep doing the same thing. These often occur in older locations with stagnant energy. Okay. Stagnant energy. Intelligent haunting. These are the spirits that are wanting to be heard. They want to interact with your equipment. They want you to know they're there. They'll appear as shadow figures. On the SLS camera, when you ask them to raise their hand and wave, they see you. They want you to see them. They want to be known. They've got a message for us. Stuff like that. Ronnie, it never stops. It's in a constant loop.
How you know?
It's never going to stop because I said so. That's how I know. I don't know because I'm not there. Okay. Point blank period. I am not there. So I do not know. But the way that this theory is described is that it's a never ending cycle. Never ending. Doesn't stop. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm going to challenge this, guys. I'm going to challenge this. And I know Sean is going to love the fact that I'm challenging this. Okay. I want to go back to the apparition reenacting a habitual mundane activity, such as walking up the stairs to bed at the same time every night, walking through a wall that was once a doorway, things like that. How many of us have gone into a location that suffers from residual hauntings and we've put equipment on these said stairs where the footsteps are heard, or this said bed where you can see an imprint of a person lying down, and we say, we hear the footsteps, maybe disembodied, maybe not. And then we say, we're in here. If you're in here too, can you, sit on the bed and make that ball go off or whatever and let us know that you're here? And then all of a sudden your cat ball goes off or your bell or your REM pod or whatever you have on the bed. Okay. How do we know at that point the cross or the disconnect between residual and intelligent? Because in my opinion, intelligent hauntings can also mimic residual hauntings, but interact with your equipment and interact intelligently. Again, I'm going to go back to the SLS. If you're really there and you're really a person, can you raise your hand and wave? Okay. Recently, we did an investigation in December with Grand Time and her crew. We had some very compelling SLS evidence. I felt static electricity on the back of my neck. It almost felt like if you take like an electric blanket or like something wool and you rub it together and then you kind of like put it next to you and you could feel the electric charge right on the back of my neck. At this point, I said something. Sean pulled the SLS camera out and it mapped a figure. Luckily for us, we were with an excellent group of people who said, can I try to debunk this and put a blanket over the door to make sure that it is not mapping the pattern on the door? Absolutely. 10 out of 10, I'm here for it. She walked over. As she was walking over, this said figure proceeded, bless her heart, Nicole, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but this stick figure beat the crap out of Nicole's head. All right. So it starts punching Nicole.
You got it on camera.
Okay. And so at this point, Sean's going, it's beating the shit out of you. And I'm trying to keep a straight face because I'm still feeling this electric charge on the back of my head. So Sean said, it looks like it's playing with your hair. And I'm like, that's bizarre. It appeared to be taller in stature, so I'm not really leaning towards a child. But then as Nicole was walking away or whatever, it follows her and continues to beat her in the head. Then it comes back and continues to play with my hair. I then say, no, I'm sorry. And then as soon as this happens, Sean sees the stick figure go over to the light switch and the lights in the room cut off and the stick figure disappears. So I then say, and I capitalize on this, if you were the figure that was playing with my hair, can you cut the light back on? And the freaking light came back on. Okay. In my opinion, that is an intelligent haunting. At that point, I gave the spirit a task. The spirit delivered message clearly, concisely, and rolled with it. Okay. I know. Poor Nicole. She got beat the crap out of. So Ronnie says, how do we know something isn't going wrong with the equipment? Ronnie, this is why we go through an insane amount of batteries during an investigation. Like, I dread coming home and having to charge equipment, to be real honest with you, because if my equipment is going off a little too intelligently for me, I question it. Being honest, I question it. Okay, is the battery going dead? Is that why like the REM is acting weird? Recently, Sean and I went to a location and I had a very intelligent dead bell session. During that dead bell session, I was apprehensive. You could hear it in my voice. You could see it in my face. I kind of was like, is this really interaction? Is the bell dying? I reset the bell multiple times. If I feel like the equipment is getting too good, I'm resetting. And then if it continues at that point and I see that it's got a full battery, I've changed the battery and I've reset it and it's still continuing, that kind of makes us go, What are your thoughts?
I got a
What's
lot
up,
of
Howie?
And speaking of Howie, you're right on time. This is a
conversation is theory.
This is a conversation that Howie and I have just talked about, probably about an hour on the phone, a couple days ago. So, where I have a problem with intelligent versus, no, Ronnie, you're good.
No, I doubt my equipment all the time, Ronnie.
The problem
all the time.
Where I have is intelligent versus residual is how do we know which one is which? People are quick to throw those two words out there on an 8-hour investigation. Who took the time to research for a year, so to speak, a location every day, say this location has residual energy? How do we know that that apparition that appears every day in a hallway is residual? Maybe that's when she feels like appearing and that's where she wants to be. And she clearly knows you're there. She's choosing not to interact with you or your equipment. The equipment that we use, if you think about it, number one, it's man-made. And the equipment that's being made is made for entertainment. It's not made, is it made to really capture ghosts? My reason for hating a REM pod. It's not made to capture ghosts. It's made for entertaining you. It's made to make noise, beep, and get you excited. It's not really made for paranormal interaction. So unless you spend a year, that's why I like the 28 days haunted theory. So I was going to go there, Alan. That's a good point. But unless you spend a significant amount of time, and who's to say what's significant? But unless you live in a location or you're there all the time to say something's residual, we can't really say what's residual versus intelligent because depending on the spirit, depending on what type of spirit it is, how do we know to say something is intelligent just because it responded that time? What if it's residual that it could? What if that moment in time it got up every night and cut the light on, and it just happened to be the time we asked it to do it because it didn't cut the light on every single time we asked it. We got an intelligent response and it was great. These are things that we have to question as investigators when we're doing it now. Some people might be sitting back on the other end of the screen and be like, all right, Sean, you're getting way too deep with this. But am I? Or am I looking for the truth?
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Okay. So, how often have we gone into a location and we say, what kind of things have other teams captured? And they come back with answers such as disembodied voices, footsteps in the hallway, footsteps on the second floor. It's, people have seen or on said chair that has a cushion on it, right? So then the first thing we do as investigators, or most people I know anyway, is go to these said quote unquote paranormal hotspots. And Ronnie's about to eat me alive for this because Ronnie, on the other hand, likes to do what me and Sean do. If you tell me to go left, I'm going right. Okay. So I am with you on that, and I will agree with that, Ronnie. If you tell me there's a paranormal hotspot in the morgue, I'm going to the kitchen. All right.
Go off the beaten path.
With that being said, I have done this where, it's a slow night. So then I'm like, okay, let's hit the hot spots. And I go and I set up a REM on said bed that this spirit has been seen on. Okay. What if at that point, if the theory that spirits emit EMF, electric charge, or, whatever, what if at that moment they're getting in the bed, you just so happen to put your REM pod there, if they're emitting that EMF or they sit on that bed, like then your equipment's going to pick that up. You know what I'm saying? If the theory that spirits emit EMF is true, then at that point your K2 is going to spike if you stick it on the stairway, or if they're walking up and down the stairs constantly in that constant loop, and you have a trip rope on the stairs, and the trip rope is constantly going off. I don't know. I mean,
All right.
what's your
So
hold on?
So I'm going to get to you, and there's a lot of great stuff that's in the chat tonight. So with you, when it comes to equipment going off, there's several things to take into consideration. One, it's man-made. Two, what's the purpose of the equipment going off? I'm going to go to a theory of my K2 meter, and Howie's going to kill me for this. The Goss meter, Howie, the Goss meter. All right, the meter, the little black meter that we love as paranormal investigators with the lights. Where did that come from? Why was it created? I can do a whole nother show on that. But it's an entertainment. It came from TV shows. Okay, that meter doesn't prove paranormal activity in the manner that which I see investigators using it in. I don't use that. If you watch me investigate, you never see me walk around with that in my hand. What do I use to determine EMF in a location?
A tri-field.
A tri-field. Why? Because the tri-field was never created to determine paranormal activity. Why do I use a tri-field before every investigation?
You're checking both the environmental and the Earth's EMF too.
I determine the EMF levels in a house because I'm trying to calibrate what's going to set the equipment off. High EMF sets off just about every piece of equipment in the house, along with other environmental factors. There's so many things that we do as humans. There's our other things in our environment that set off equipment. You cannot rely on equipment alone. And I see it on this is why I hate TV shows, the paranormal TV shows, because people solely are relying on equipment to determine intelligence. This is why we started relying on environmental things such as a light switch. is the lights flickering? What's going on in the house? That's going on to determine what kind of haunting we're dealing with. Are we dealing with a multi-spirit haunt? But going back to the topic, the residual versus intelligent, there is not enough research going on to determine that. Could it be that week? Are you studying the same hallway, for example, that you're seeing this apparition? Because I can guarantee you there's no significant evidence that says there's an apparition appearing in this hallway every week at 2 o'clock on the dot. So, and Howie made a good point. What if every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I see that evidence documented and it's on camera and there's an audio recording to show me that there's that evidence, that's something to take a look at. But I need date, time, year, and Howie has preached that. Howie has preached we're not documenting investigations enough. So there's not enough documentation. And this is why if you were to Google paranormal, they say there's not enough scientific proof. There's not enough scientific proof. This is why we can't advance the field of paranormal. So it goes back to question, why do you investigate? Is it fun? Is it a weekend hobby? What are you trying to find out? So Ronnie says, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll cut you off. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Ronnie said, I've spent enough time at St. Albans that I can say there are no residual spirits there. Ronnie, I am going to touch on that. I am going to 100% agree. Although it is said by theory that residual spirits tend to relive traumatic moments and things like that, I do not foresee that residual energy would be in an insane asylum. Not only was that an insane asylum, it was like a school and it was, other things. But I feel like that wasn't an everyday moment for them unless they were like born and lived their entire existence at St. Albans, instead of being like just transplanted there or whatever. Like, I feel like that would be a big reason why there would not be any residual energy at St. Albans. More so spirits that are like, hey, I'm here. Like, do you see me? I see you. Like, I want to tell you what happened. It might have been a traumatic event, but they seem very like communicative over in insane asylums and hospitals and things like that. So I'm not sure. But
Amy said, what about places like Clover Hill where buildings were moved? Is that residual intelligent? Amy, that is a very good question, or both. So we just acquired a location. Wink, wink. I'm not going to put it out there yet. We're just now getting to it. We're just now began to study it ourselves before we introduce it to the public. It's a new location that's possible in the future. And it's been moved as well from its original. I went in there expecting nothing to happen. I pulled out my tri-field and went from corner to corner. Its readings were hardly little to very no, which was shocking with the old wiring. Little to no EMF. Nothing was happening. All of a sudden, I've gotten some of the best evidence that I've gotten this year, which is not very long. So 2025 to date on camera, by the way. And I will say that I don't think it's a residual by definition because of the direct answers, the direct behavior of what was going on, the responses that were happening when we were mentioning certain names, the responses that were happening with that. Courtney was reading off a list of owners of the house, and it was completing the list for her as she was reading them off. I don't see a spirit just saying their name over and over and over again in one spot. So
wait a minute. Let me interrupt you really quick. Wait a minute. Can you say that one more time? You don't foresee a spirit saying their name over and over and over. So what you're saying is a spirit box is not indicative of a residual haunt.
Right. If a spirit box is responding to you, you say, "What's my name?" and it says Courtney. To me, that's not residual. By definition. Again, who came up with the residual definition and to say what it is? But phones, walkie-talkies like that will set off a lot of equipment. Yes. Yeah. What about a police car going by or EMS vehicle?
See, now let me touch on that walkie-talkie thing for a second, Ronnie.
Every paranormal show has one.
Every paranormal team that goes into a large location is carrying walkies because they want to be able to know where their team is at. It's a safety thing, right? The second you hit that freaking side button, every damn piece of equipment that you have set up is going off, guys. Every piece. That is not intelligent. That is literal radio waves. Please, for the love of God, stop saying you're getting activity because somebody said, "Hey, Sean, where are you at?" And the REM goes off. Stop it. That's driving me insane. I have this week alone watched 3 different content creators do that same exact thing. They had just said, if so-and-so is in the room, can you touch that red light and make it beep? That'll let us know you're there. 2 seconds later, hey, are you still upstairs? Yep, I'm over by the bed. All right, coming up. Beep, 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 beep. REM pod's going berserk. They jump, they scream, they fly out the door. Oh my God, there's a ghost chasing me out the door. Like, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Secondly, if you get a text message or a message on Facebook, your REM is going off, guys. It is going off. Okay? Period.
What's up, Jason Martin?
Blank. Jason Martin, do y'all still have t-shirts?
With a band or with Hill City? Paranormal?
Yeah, which t-shirts? James, as Ronnie said, took the words out of my mouth. Better late than never. Now, Howie said, here's another thing. When it comes to residual, you can break that down just like you do with EVPs. You can break it down to a cutting in time continuum. We see this a lot in Gettysburg. It could be a projection.
But go back to Gettysburg. Is the cannon going off residual? Or could that soldier, in his mind, think he's still in 1863?
Then that would be residual.
But what if you just so happen to be on the battlefield and that soldier is there and he's like, I'm lighting this bitch up, and he just lets it go? Does that mean it's residual, or could it be like if I were a soldier in the Civil War?
Who just goes up to a cannon and lights it and says, I'm gonna let this bitch go?
Okay, Civil War reenacting. What happens on a Saturday night after we've been fighting all day?
Everybody gets drunk and lights a cannon.
And them cannons go off at 10 o'clock at night. All right.
That's a bunch of drunk people.
I will give you a scenario. All right. What is it? What's the creek? What's the big one we do every year?
Cedar Creek,
right? Cedar Creek, 10:30 at night, everybody's drunk after the dance. What do we out paranormal, we're out congregating on the battlefield.
That's right, congregating.
And we thought we heard phantom cannon fire. Then right after all that cannon fire, we hear, woohoo, yeah! So, and we thought we caught some really cool phantom cannon fire, but actually it's just a bunch of drunk Union soldiers on the hill reenacting, setting off the cannons.
I mean,
that's their personality.
Yeah, but back during an actual battle, they would not be camping and setting off cannons to let the opposing party know their location. That is a difference between, I've got a cannon, I only get to bring it out so many times a year, I'm gonna light this bitch up. But
if you're a spirit and you know that you're a spirit, okay, intelligent hauntings, they may or may not know they're dead. They'll say they know they're dead. I'm gonna light this cannon up.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. I'm going to have to disagree with that one.
We don't know.
I mean,
that's the thing. We don't
I
know.
feel like if a spirit was trying to get your attention, I feel like they would be in your face, not like, let me light this cannon off. And then secondly, like, where do they get the cannon? The cannon's not a ghost. You know what I'm saying? So like the cannon fire, in my opinion, would be residual.
Well, in that case, their clothes they wear is not a ghost. So why did the spirit appear with clothes on?
But they died in those clothes.
Well, Lincoln appears in different clothes.
Said who?
Some people say he's taking his boots off and they see his bare feet. Some people say
that would be residual because that's what he did that day.
So then how do they see him in different stuff? His goes aren't haunted. His goes. His clothes aren't
that's
ghosts.
What shoes are called now.
His clothes aren't ghosts. The cannon could be a part of whatever he had.
But again, that would be an imprint. So if he, let's say he changed his clothes every day, and he goes from the White House to the Ford Theater where he is unalived tragically. He is going to get up. He's going to change his clothes, take a shower, do whatever he does, eat his breakfast, get in the vehicle, head on down to the Ford Theater to hopefully enjoy.
What do you drive? 57
Chevy? His whatever. Vehicle could be a horse, whatever the fuck
his horse has his buggy has 350 horses in it.
That's right. That's right. I saw 350 horses. All right. So go wherever he goes, you get my point. You know what I'm saying? So there's multiple things that are happening. Like when I get up in the morning,
can it be both?
I am in pajamas. I take my pajamas off, get in the shower, get work clothes on. Right. Then I go to work and then I come home and I get out of my work clothes and I put on pajamas or sweats or whatever. And then, I do my routine in the evening. And then if I'm not in pajamas, now I'm changing again into pajamas. That's 4 different outfits in one day. And if I was at some point middle of the night unalived and my energy imprinted on this location, it's going to be the same thing every day. I'm going to be in pajamas, then work clothes, then sweatpants, then pajamas, work clothes, sweatpants.
So if I pass away right now,
you're going to have a metal detector in your hand.
I wear different stuff every day. Is my energy, that imprint's going to have me in what I last wore? Is it going to have me in a Hank Jr. shirt?
I feel like it's going to have you in your last days, whatever energy imprinted.
But all my energy imprints every day. So is my last energy going to imprint? My strongest energy? What energy is going to imprint?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because Lincoln's strongest energy would have been during the height of the battle or the lowest of the battle. I don't think it would have been the night of Ford's Theater when he was taking off his boots or at the times where they said his energy would have been imprinted.
I don't know.
In my opinion, Lincoln's strongest energy would have been when Grant was getting his ass handed to him during the war, or when Grant was winning the Western Theater of the war.
But again, they said residual hauntings are connected to strong emotions or events.
Right. A strong emotional event would not have been the night Lincoln was killed, because he was actually happy and relieved that the war was over and things were turning his way. I don't think that would be the strongest point of Lincoln's emotions. Lincoln's strongest emotions was when Grant started winning the Western Theater. They were going to bring him back over here to start driving the Confederates back south.
So all right, let me get through some of these comments because I just saw something that I want to bring up. Okay, so Howie said, "Here's your orange sickle of the night. Does intelligent recognize residual?" Good question.
Howie, that's a good question. I honestly
bitch, get out of my way.
I think that it can recognize, and vice versa.
Ronnie said it goes back to spending time at the location.
And that's my point, Ronnie.
If the cannon goes off at the same time, then it could be residual.
Because we've been out in Gettysburg at all times of the night on different days, and we've heard different things.
So Howie said, hold on. By documentation, it is said spirits will allow you to see them the way you perceive them. Everybody has perceived a spirit differently.
Good take on that.
I don't think Lincoln had as many outfits as we do. This is probably true.
Yeah, I've only
90% of people say they see the top hat. Let's agree on that. But I have not heard about the multiple outfits. What other outfits they see him in?
Well, I only seen him in the black coat. And
the top hat.
I have seen him in the white shirt and suspenders.
Wait,
everybody wore suspenders back then.
You've seen him?
What, in person?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you said I seen him. I'm not
a fan of Lincoln, so I didn't study a lot of Lincoln.
In the future, could you have a show where folks tell stories and you have to take a shot every time they say the word orb? Maybe around you know what? I'm here for that.
I don't drink. Can I have
We'll pick up our Yetis.
Yeah, I don't drink. Can I do something different?
I am here for that though. Take a shot every time Ronnie is late because he's wearing Hey Dudes and at a cookout.
I don't know what she.
All right, but I want to bring this up, guys, because I just read something that said some of the best places to find residual hauntings, and I feel like this is going to be like a deal breaker for me, are crime scenes. Okay, that makes sense. Prisons or jails, cemeteries, hospitals and asylums, historic buildings, battlefields, and areas where violence occurred.
I disagree with all
Let me stop right there. I'm going to disagree with it because you literally just listed off every place that's haunted.
Or allegedly.
Allegedly haunted, right? Crime scenes make sense to me. Let's break them down, each one, okay? Crime scenes make sense. That's where you get your tragedy. That's where you get your imprint of energy, whatever. Okay, that makes sense.
We'll do that, Alan, if you join us.
Okay, yes. Prisons or jails, hospitals, asylums. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would I imprint my energy after somebody committed me to the cuckoo ward because I cried for 5 minutes? Like, because back in the day, guys, anybody who's been to Tala, they have like this thing that has a list of reasons for admission. And it's literally like women were effed back in the day, y'all. Just effed.
Women?
Like, yes.
No, ma'am.
No. Husbands could literally be like, you failed to take care of the kids today. You're nuts. I'm committing you. You cried today because you're emotional. Bam, committed.
Hold on.
Like, your hair's a mess. You must be distraught. Committed.
Men were admitted for masturbation. Now, I know there's a lot of men in this room, and I know a lot of men won't admit to it, but you're admitted for masturbation. Your alone time, the time where our women are at work. Men were admitted for chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco.
Just typed in Google.
We had it just as bad as you, baby. Just as bad as you. Yes. You can't. How are you gonna get admitted to for masturbation?
So
and chewing tobacco.
Literally.
Chewing tobacco.
Okay. Social nonconformity or behaviors deemed inconvenient by family members, such as unruly women, a chronic illness,
men too,
or unconventional religious
neck and neck
beliefs. Husbands and fathers would often use asylums to confine women who did not conform to societal expectations or were seen as disobedience.
Here we go.
Okay. Engaging in spiritualism, challenging established beliefs, such as a wife contradicting or questioning her husband, i.e. the case of Elizabeth Packard.
This is getting sexist.
Like, this is wild. Right, if you had a fever, you were committed. Like, this is wild. Okay. But again, like Ronnie just said, why would I go back to a graveyard? I do not, the cemetery is another one that I do not agree with a residual haunting unless, there's a caveat to that, okay? Unless, Sean has brought this up multiple times, okay? Back in the day, it was a thing to picnic graveside. So if you know that your family is coming every Sunday at 3 p.m. for your daily picnic or whatever, the likelihood of that imprinting on that would be higher, per se. But I don't know, and I'm questioning myself right now because I don't know if that would technically be residual haunting, more so like just a lost spirit, maybe looking for their family. And the reason I say that is because I feel like something would have had to have happened there for your energy to imprint. So you didn't, you weren't unalived at the cemetery where you were buried at your gravesite.
Some people were.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of readers, Ronnie. You know, we've had this discussion before, but just to touch base on it.
Yes, I'm sick of you. Committed.
Just to touch base back on why would you go back to a graveyard? Think outside the box for a minute. If you were African American, which I hate that word because
You've never been to Africa.
I've never been to Africa, and you know, technically, when I served in the military,
you're a little bit red.
The patch on my uniform was red, white, and blue.
Good night, Alan.
But good night, brother. Good to see you. But you know how many rituals were held in cemeteries? There's a lot of time that was spent in the military, especially if if you were a black person. That's where you were safe. Nobody went to cemeteries at night back in the day. If you were in a cemetery, if you were black, you were safe in the cemetery.
Now wait a second. Why wouldn't they go in the cemetery at night?
Because everybody believed that they were haunted.
But now everybody's going, why would a cemetery be haunted? Oh God.
Yeah. So back in the day, nobody went in cemeteries at night.
All right. Ronnie said he was admitted for improper thoughts. He's got a certificate. That's okay. I was fighting
Ronnie,
fire.
You're not from back in the day, but I'm talking back in the day, 1800s, 1900s. A lot of people thought that there were evil spirits in the cemetery. Everybody thought the cemeteries were haunted. There were thought to be a lot of bad things that happened in the cemetery at night. There were graveyards. People congregated in the cemeteries at night.
Grave robbers.
Because they were safe. They were, Hank Williams Sr. learned how to play his guitar in the cemetery, which is a little known fact, by a black man. The black man was fed sandwiches and food in exchange for guitar lessons. So that's a little known fact about one of my country heroes. So yeah, there was a lot of different things that happened in the cemetery that a lot of people don't know about. That's one thing that I bring to the paranormals is culture. There's a whole lot of
reasons. He brings the seasoning to our bland chicken.
I put a little oregano on there. So there is a lot of reasons why, and then get out of the cultural aspect of it. The closest thing that we have to ourselves is our shell. That my body would be in a cemetery, but even take that aspect out of it. I talked about before when you pass away back in the 1800s, 1700s, early 1900s, your family came to visit you often when you first passed away. As time goes on, the traditions change. Now people just box you up in an urn, put you on the shelf until time goes away. Then you end up getting scattered somewhere or forgotten about. Old City Cemetery is a prime example of that. They've had a room with people's ashes from the 90s in it that the families had forgotten about them. They didn't even know who half of them were. Let that sink in. Several people just forgot about these people. A room full of ashes that nobody even remembered who they were. So there's a lot of different reasons why spirits still linger in the cemetery. But go beyond any of that I just said. Those were, in my opinion, great reasons why spirits would linger in a cemetery. But the number one reason why a cemetery would be haunted is, what were the grounds before they were ever a cemetery?
But then that would be that.
So Old City Cemetery is Virginia's oldest cemetery. The oldest cemetery is Old City Cemetery. That cemetery was established in 1808. In the comments, does anybody know when Lynchburg was founded? I'll wait a second. 1757.
Yeah.
1757. Now do the math.
No. I'm not doing no damn math.
So from 1757
to 1808. 49 years.
What was the grounds of Old City?
51 years.
What was the grounds of Old City Cemetery? Now, let's do a little history here. From 1757 to 1808, the Old City Cemetery was originally an African American burial ground. Slaves were originally buried there. So if slaves were originally buried there, that means that was probably grounds where people weren't, the upper class in this area were not really frequenting, probably a poor part of town. What happened on those grounds prior to being a graveyard? What imprint or energy is on those grounds before it was a cemetery? Most cemeteries haven't been around since 1808. So what happened on those grounds before then? So there's a lot to consider why a cemetery would be haunted. It might not even be the spirits of those resting there. It could be anything. However,
so now, okay, if it could be anything, then at that point you're talking about a whole nother haunting, which is portal haunting.
It could be anything. But what I will say to end that discussion for now, that's a topic for another day because we're going back to intelligent residual. I will conclude that with, if we are getting the same evidence, EVPs, apparitions, and our equipment going off, if those are the same evidence that we're getting there, that we're getting in a house where somebody died in with history and that, if we're matching evidence in a cemetery that we're getting in a haunted location, then the conclusion would be a cemetery is in fact haunted, correct?
Correct.
In theory. If I'm wrong and those two aren't adding up, somebody tell me something different.
I think at the end of the day, guys.
But if you don't investigate cemeteries, how would you know one would not be haunted?
This is true.
If you don't take the time to do it, then you'll never know if one's haunted or not. You can have a theory and think, but if you don't take the time to find out, then you'll never know.
I think in conclusion, guys, I think that the best piece of equipment to bring is yourself. I think you know when your spirit is disturbed. I think you know when something is off. You know, I have just in the last few months moved more towards the scientific side of things. So, for example, when we did an investigation last Friday, I walked into 2 rooms. Out of the many I walked in, both of them upset my stomach. I got lightheaded. I got dizzy. And instead of going, "This room's haunted," I hollered, "Sean, grab your trifield and come here." Because my mind immediately went to these 2 rooms have high EMF. When he came in and that trifield was reading 0, I knew I was cooking. Okay, now there's something in here. But this is a never before investigated location with, as Sean said, a buttload of a land residual energy. Okay. And we
A lot of bad history too.
Yeah, we were not prepared for the evidence that, well, that's a bad word. We were prepared because we had plenty of stuff, but we weren't mentally prepared. Like, we were expecting it to be very slow solely because it's never before. And a lot of the time when we're dealing with intelligent hauntings, guys, you almost got to like train the spirits how to use your stuff, especially if you're going all the way back to like the 1700s, right? What the hell's a REM pod? What is this? Like, there wasn't even cat toys back then. So we had to go outside the box. What would they have back then? A bell, a lantern, you know, things like that. So, my best piece of advice is if you're going into a location, you're not sure if it's residual, you're not sure if it's intelligent, know your actual like geographic history, timeline wise, and try to bring pieces of evidence that align with that era. So if your REM pod, if your cat ball, if your trip rope is not going off or none of that is going off, then maybe you should pull out things that are more familiar and then slowly start integrating the more technological pieces of equipment. But again, it would go back to if this said residual haunting was happening, and every day at, you know, I don't know, 2 p.m., somebody walked up and down the stairs and you've got a trip rope that's, you know, EMF triggered and spirits emit EMF, then at that point your trip rope's going to go off. So you're not 100% sure at any given location if it's residual or intelligent, unless you are sitting there. Literally, you feel the energy shift, and then all of a sudden you're saying, "Can you ring my bell 2 times?" And the bell goes ding, ding. And then you say, "Okay, if you're really here, ring it 1 time, ding." Okay, all right. So, as Rhonda, in her words, for shits and giggles, can you make it go 3 times? Ding, ding, ding. And the thing goes ding, ding, ding. Now I'm more apt to go towards intelligent as opposed to just residual. But if I have just a stationary piece of equipment and is randomly going off, not intelligently, I'm leaning more towards residual. Okay. To wrap up some of these comments. Yep. Ding, ding.
Ding-a-ling.
I forgot about that. That was funny. All right. James said, find a grave that was disturbed and you will be in a haunted graveyard. Ronnie, you guys know me. I have just an opinion. Doesn't mean I know anything about it.
Nothing wrong with opinions.
I don't know half the shit I'm talking about either.
You know how I feel about opinions.
Everybody's got one. All right. Amy said, best piece of equipment is common sense. Yeah. Correct.
And shout out Miss Shauna Rigsby.
Yes.
Owner
with the
of the DOS House and the Creep It Real Festival that if you don't go to, really gonna miss out on.
And you suck. Just kidding.
Creep It Real Festival.
I still love you.
Which I'm really looking forward to. Real.
And hello, guys. Creep It Real's on my birthday. So I'm going to need everybody to show up. Everybody. Why? Because it's my birthday. No other birthdays throughout the year, just mine.
Ding. Ding.
All right, guys. We're running out of time. We got to hop on over and support our friends over at the freaking awesome Paranormal Show, Rhonda and Ryan. Awesome people. If you guys don't follow them, give them a follow. I think tonight they're talking about and featuring a piece of our evidence in their show. So I've got to hop over there, guys. They're talking about the cabin and some of the evidence. And I believe they are featuring one of Sean's amazing
Not
catches.
the one that I got accused of faking evidence on.
Nope.
Okay, not that one?
Nope.
I was hoping to be that one.
Yes. Much love and respect to everybody in here.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. We love y'all.
Yep.
We got nothing but love.
Friday, we're going to be live on TikTok, guys.
We live,
baby. Yeah, we've got a public. I don't know how long I'll be live, but I did promise a lot of people that I will attempt to go live prior to the public. I tried not to go live during public investigations solely because my focus is on educating people about the paranormal. So, yeah, but either way,
I appreciate the chat interactions tonight, by the way.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We live, baby.
We live, baby.
But yes, every Sunday, 3 p.m., we're live on TikTok. I say 3 p.m. very sparingly, guys. Sunday afternoons, we're live on TikTok, but you can catch us every Tuesday right here on the other side, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next week, guys, I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you on the other side.
Other side.